Why in the world was this movie made?
Guys, this was supposed to be our last show of the year, and here it is, the first show of the new year.
I feel like I'm living in a whole new world.
It's all the
Wow.
same thing.
Yeah, time is just a flat circle.
Yeah.
Um,
Who's to say our culture and society knows the right way to delineate time? You know, maybe the sundials had something going for them that we don't even understand. You know.
yeah, or like Stonehenge. Is
Yeah,
that just a
Stonehenge.
clock?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a cosmic time piece.
Doomsday clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those. Too bad the Griswolds knocked it down. But this Planet of the Apes series proves that time is a flat circle because we end up back where we started.
Yeah.
In filthy apes land. So yeah, here we are today. This is our final show of the year, aka the first show of the new year, and we're gonna be breaking down our rankings of the Planet of the Apes films, all 5 of these classics. So should we get right to it, or does anyone have any funny stories they want to tell that happened to them?
Ape related?
Yeah. Funny story.
I mean, ape-related would, of course, be welcome, but any story, I think.
I don't think I've got any stories ape related or otherwise.
Yeah.
I had some really delicious Thai food today.
Wow.
That's like the most exciting thing I've got going on.
I mean, that's pretty intense.
I love Thai food. I haven't had Thai food in a while. I feel like I ate a lot of Thai food for, many years, and I just don't eat as much of it anymore. I'd like to.
If you had to choose between Thai food, all the ethnic foods, what's the one that you would live with for the rest of your life?
American food's ethnic food.
American food is the only way.
That's impossible. There's not. But also, American food is just made up of stealing other people's food, by the way. Like pizza, hamburgers,
Hot dogs.
yeah.
Yeah, does America really
Hot
have
dogs
food?
used to be food for dogs, and
I
then we
think-
started eating it as people.
I think Chinese food is American.
Yeah.
Chinese people eat like fish and stuff. They don't eat General Tso's chicken. I'm pretty sure all Chinese food that we know of Chinese food was invented in San Francisco.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, and butter chicken was like kind of invented to make Indian food accessible to more palates, I believe.
Yeah, they were
It
like
needs more butter.
they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I really love this Indian food, but why is it so spicy? Can you take all the spice out of it?
Yeah,
What is this
pretty
curry
much.
they put in everything?
Yeah.
Is
I
there a
mean, you're
version
not
of this
far
that
off.
doesn't have that flavor?
You're not
Just-
far off from reality.
I love Indian food, but I just wanted to taste like butter and chicken and plain bread and rice.
This Chinese food is okay, but if only it could tell me what my future holds at the end of the meal. All right.
I used to love that like Chinese food was all like each dish was named after a general. I wanted like there to be a whole backstory for each general. Like this is when they were on like the Szechuan campaign, and they began cooking this for the troops because of the enemy came from the flank or whatever.
Yeah.
The word Szechuan means the blood of the enemy.
And then I'll never forget the day that Colonel Beef and Broccoli surrounded the fortress.
Exactly. But I wanted there to be a story to it. I remember, and I feel like adults were super annoyed with this. I'd be like, but who was General Tso? And they'd be like,
Who won the sweet and
fuck
sour
up.
wars?
Yeah. who did win the sweet and sour wars? I want to know. I do want to know.
Yep, and we will never know. Well, that was
We'll
an
never.
interesting diversion. Was it? No, actually, I shouldn't lie. That was not an interesting diversion.
I'll tell you one thing though,
Oh.
it made me hungry.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Made
I
me
haven't eaten
hungry
dinner
for
yet.
some Chinese food.
I think that was an interesting diversion, and you don't want to say it because you're just chicken.
That's not even a joke.
Come on, because we're talking about chicken the whole time. Okay, whatever.
Hey, at least he didn't call you yellow.
Oh, that's
Too far, too weird, too out
I
there,
don't
I
know.
don't know.
too antiquated.
I feel like you're trying to curry favor with us.
Yeah, that's
Ah.
enough.
I got nothing else. All right, let's get right into this. So we are talking about some Apes movies, and the first one up is our lowest ranked movie, which is, let me take a look here at the old chart ski. Aha! Wow! This cannot be. But the first movie up is Escape from the Planet of the Apes, the third
Oh,
entry
yeah.
in the
Good
series.
old-
You guys
good
shat
old
all
Ape
over that
Escape.
one.
Yeah.
That movie was great.
Harris gave it a 4. Alex Parzo a 4. Colin gave it a 7, and I gave it a 5, averaging out to an even 5. Our lowest
Refresh my memory.
scoring
Which one is
film.
this? This is the one where the planet is going to blow up, or the
No,
This
this
is
is
the one
the
where they
one
go to the
where-
70s.
Oh yeah,
Zira and Cornelius go back to the 70s.
What a dumb movie! It was almost dumb enough to work. It was almost, in fairness, I feel like that 4 was very hard for me to give because it was so stupid that it almost pulled it off.
Yeah, it was great.
There were
Like
some
every
delightful scenes, but it's just a colossally dumb movie. I still can't believe it. We ranked that lower than Dunstan Checks In, which I was pretty sure is going to be our lowest Apes movie.
I listened to that podcast and it's hilarious because like the whole time I'm like saying reasons it's really stupid and you guys are like, oh no, that's like, that's not really why it's stupid. And then in the end I'm like, well, I loved it. And you guys are like, no, it's too stupid. But the whole time, like, I'm talking about like the scene with the press corps and they're just like, they're so into talking apes and none of them are afraid except the evil guy. And it's like, why isn't someone afraid here? And you guys are like, I don't know, that's fine. The movie does that and that's fine. And then we get to the end and I'm like, well, I liked it anyways. And you guys are like, well, it sucked.
Listen, just because I think that your complaints were stupid doesn't mean I think the movie was smart.
It should.
Colin, I don't know what you're watching, but it's like making your screen flash repeatedly.
Yeah,
and I feel like
I'm about
it's
to
going to give
seize
me
up.
epilepsy.
Oh, really? Do I have to stop? I'm watching
No, I
X-Men
like it.
I'm watching X-Men the animated series.
I kind of enjoy a little epileptic seizure every once in a while.
It's 'cause
Continue
Storm
recording
is making
without me.
lightning.
Wait, guys, do you hear this?
Groovy.
Yes.
That sound means a score change is about to happen.
Oh, you're gonna go up, aren't you?
Oh, wow.
That's right. That's right. You son of a bitch. What just happened? Yeah. That's right. I am changing my score from a 5 to a 6 because I just can't in good conscience let this be the worst of the Apes movies. It's not. It's as silly as it is. Just the premise alone is like something to remark upon, and I watched it as a kid and loved it. And like the ending is crazy on the ship and all that stuff, and like just I don't know. It's just a wonderful piece of filmmaking. So with my score change from a 5,
Is that the one where they machine gun the little baby monkey to death at the end?
Yeah, and then she
Yeah,
just chucks
I
it
mean,
into the water.
What a
that just
dark
screams
movie.
classic.
It's
That just
You know what I wish? I wish it had come out years later so that when they're like dying on the boat laying, they could have played that the Cutting Crew song like I just died in your arms tonight.
I'll tell you what, it does. There is something distinctly like 70s about that idea of like they got like the goofy 70s. They're in the whatever.
It's a sitcom.
They're meeting people and they're trying on clothes. They've got like a try on clothes montage and a lot of fun and games. And then it ends with the main characters getting machine gunned to death. I think there's like a similar. It's basically like Bonnie and Clyde with ape masks.
it's tonally perfect. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we got another score change coming.
Nothing incongruous about that at all.
So another score change coming.
I'm going to
right?
go ahead and let my 4 stand.
Oh, boo!
The fact that Matt's trying to bump it up a little artificially at this point makes me want to drop my score down to a 3 and negate his bump
No.
up. But I'm
You
not going
always
to do
want
it.
to do that.
I'm not going to do that.
You always want scores to be lower. Even the good movies.
I always want scores to be accurate representations of the shitty movies.
Harris is like, I gave it a 10, but I'd like to take a point off because I feel like I gave it too much credit.
What was I thinking? All right, we're locking that in. Great. So that is actually not the lowest one now. The lowest one is Harris gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. Our guest Chandler Smith gave it a 6.5, and Colin gave it a 5. This movie, of course, is Battle. What is it?
Battle 4.
Battle 4: The Planet of the Apes.
This is the last one.
This
Yes.
is yes.
The red goggles, the school bus, the tree climbing. All of it.
Right.
Yeah,
The evil General Ape.
Oh yeah.
whose
Who
face
does that double
looked
take?
terrible.
We need the
Yes.
powers. We need the power. We must get the
Yeah.
guns. If we get the guns, we'll get the power. We need the power. We must get the guns. If we
Yep.
get the guns, we'll get the power.
I don't know how many ways I could explain this to you people.
It's like 15 of his lines is just
Yeah.
that.
I had read some behind the scenes thing, and it said something along the lines of like the original writers of that movie had a scene. The final scene of the movie was like they were gonna cut to like a playground, I think it was, and they were gonna have human children and ape children like playing with each other, and that was gonna be the final image. But they said they almost cried like when they saw what the actual final scene was, and it was of the lawgiver statue like shedding a tear somehow.
Yeah. I thought it was the Caesar statue that was shedding the tear.
Oh, was it Caesar or a lawgiver?
I think
It's
lawgiver
probably
is the
Caesar.
voiceover,
Are they
and
same-
Caesar
Oh,
is
yeah.
the statue.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, it's Caesar, but even still, it's like, you know,
Yeah,
it is kind of silly.
It's an extremely emotional moment.
Yeah. I was very moved by that. After I got over the "what the fuck is a statue crying for" moment. I was like, yes, tearjerker. Spielberg couldn't
Yeah.
have done it any better.
I'm surprised there's not like cults that like don't believe in like regular religion, and they only believe in like the Caesar religion.
There aren't.
There aren't.
Do we know this? Have we done the
the
research?
Mendez cult.
Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? Oh yeah, the Mendez cult.
So we're sticking with that score. Everyone's happy.
Seems
And its
accurate.
placement-
I think I probably
Yeah,
went a
fine.
little. I probably went a little high on that one, but I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. What did you give it? A 5?
I gave it a 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little high. All right, we're locking that in.
It was hilarious though. I think I gave it a 5 just for the general's reaction to the wall of flames.
His stupid face had only one reaction.
Yeah.
All right, so that is our last. That's the 5th place. Then the 4th place now is Escape. And so next up is our 3rd place entry. I gave it a 5. Colin gave it a 7.5. Our guest was Jacob Strick, who gave it a 7, and Harris gave it a 4. The movie, of course, is Beneath the Planet of the Apes, the 2nd entry in the Apes series of films. It is the one where they go underground and meet the mutant people who rule us from beyond.
So fucking good. This movie was great. I feel like you guys undervalued it.
I feel like it is an insane movie written by crazy people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I admire how well they leaned into the absolute insanity of their premise, and this is the one where they've got Charlton Heston at the beginning and the end, and then gone for a long swath in the middle where we have short Charlton Heston subbing in for him. Yeah, just absolutely bizarre movie. There were parts of this that I really liked, but
But you're happy with your score of 4?
I think I'm happy.
You gave the previous movie that we were just talking about a 5, and you
Yeah.
gave this one a
Yeah.
4.
That is
Ooh.
true. That is true. But
Raise
this
your
one,
score.
But this one ended up scoring higher overall. So I mean, I feel like that's in the end the right thing was done. Yeah, I guess.
I guess. I mean,
No,
I
I
guess its
guess.
overall placement is right.
Yeah. Its overall placement is right, but you guys are right. This is not. I mean, this is not a good movie, but this is probably the movie that I'll remember the most after the original. Like, I can't even remember anything about the last movie we watched that much, except for Ricardo Montalban jumped out of a window or something.
That was two
And
movies ago.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah. So I don't. Yeah, that's right. I don't even remember the last Planet of the Apes movie that well, and yet I do remember the batshit insanity. So I guess I'll raise my score one to
What?
yeah,
Yes.
just
What?
for out of
Groovy.
respect to the crazy underground people pulling their skin off.
Yes. You should respect that.
Wow. Okay.
If there's
things are
anything,
happening here.
if there's anything you need to respect more in your life, in your day-to-day life, as you go about your business in the world, if there's something you need to respect more, Harris, it's underground telepaths pulling their fake skin off to reveal that they're weird looking.
Mutant telepath.
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing some math. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I like this movie. I can't believe you reviewed it as a crazy movie made by crazy people, and that didn't translate to a high score. Aren't you inspired by like the things that the crazy people can accomplish?
Yeah, I guess it is kind of inspirational.
Like they didn't allow their craziness to hold them back, and it only made them crazier.
Yeah, they didn't allow anything to hold them back, like logic, common sense, their star not wanting to return for the movie. They were
Hold up, guys.
undaunted.
Yeah.
Hold up, guys. This raise the alarm here. Something has happened.
4-alarm fire.
the-
4-alarm chili.
The changing of Harris's score has brought the average of this film to a 6.13, which ties it with the next film, which also has a 6.13. So we're going to have to do some sort of tiebreaker maneuver here and
Okay.
figure out which movie is better. So the other movie, of course, I'm talking about is Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, which is the fourth entry in the film in the series. It's the one that takes place in Century City.
That's
Avenue of the
that's
Stars.
the one where Montalban jumps out the window.
That's the
Yes.
that's the worst title, I think, too, because like it's really conquest of the mall of the Planet of the Apes. You know, like it's not.
And isn't it really kind of Conquest of the Planet of the Humans by the Apes?
Fair. Yeah.
So I think this movie's very misnamed for one thing.
Yeah, but the name sounds cool. I'll give it that.
Yeah. What did I give this movie? I don't feel like I gave this movie a very high score either.
You
did I?
gave Conquest a 6.
Oh, wow.
Colin gave it a 6. I gave it a 6. And our guest, Mr. Sean Jarrett from the top of the rope, he body slammed down and gave this a 6.5.
Oh my God, 6.5.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's nothing we can really do about changing this score, Matt, because
We've already changed our score.
changed the score. I mean, I would definitely. This 6 feels high to me in retrospect for this one. I mean,
It was fun and bloody.
yeah, let's
Oh, it was so
to
bloody.
defend the movie. It's the best what's Roddy McDowall performance as Caesar, and it's the gory, blood splattering good time at the end, and also every time I think about him sneaking around, skulking around in the shadows of Century City, and giving people his look that's like
The look. The look
the
is
look
the best.
that's like, go fuck some shit up, go ape on him,
Yeah.
and then they immediately do something insane. I mean, that's all on the good side. On the bad side, it's not a very good movie. But
I'd like to be a part of a movement who has like a guy who does the look. You know?
yeah,
I'll say this, Colin. If your score change here matters the most, because if you go down, it's going to bring this down in placement. If you go up, it's going to confirm that we like this movie better than Beneath, but it will not affect the number one. Like the number one movie, of course, Planet of the Apes is so far ahead that it can't be caught.
So basically, Colin, in your hands, you get to determine whether the License to Watch podcast thinks this is a better movie than Beneath the Planet of the Apes, or vice versa.
I know.
It's very important, and our listeners are dying to know.
I know, and I know what I'm gonna do. But first, I want to say
I know what he's gonna do too. He's gonna dither around forever, take forever to decide, and then probably just leave it alone and have them be tied. Wait, how close was I to accurate there, Colin?
You're pretty close, but I think I will make a decision. But I wanted to say, you know what's crazy about this is, we three all watched the director's cut extended version unrated, where Caesar decides that he just wants to kill everyone, and
I see where you're going.
Sean watched the theatrical version, and he's the one who rated it higher. But during the podcast, I think we all agreed that we'd rather not watch the theatrical version.
Yes,
because yeah, the non-theatrical version is a little bit more bold, I would say. Yeah. So isn't it strange that Sean's the one who scored it higher? Because he was scoring the theatrical version.
Yeah, but
he watched
the our version on the screen through his computer.
He saw the. You don't speak for him. Yeah, that's true.
He recognized it.
That's true. Yeah, I think I'm going to lower my score 1 point, because I think underground mutant telepaths who worship the Doomsday Weapon is just needs to be appreciated in like a special kind of way.
Would you say it's just
groovy?
Yes.
For what it's worth, Colin, I agree with you. I think you made the right decision.
Yes.
So I think you might have.
Yeah.
All right, math time happening. Talk amongst yourselves, please.
Do we really need a lot of math to figure out that this is going to be better than the one that it was just tied with?
Lower numbers. I gotta crunch.
Gotta crunch the numbers.
All right. Wow. All right. That brings it to, let's see, a 5.87 and a 5.87, of course, means that, let's see. It's still, all right. It's, yep. Okay. So the order did change in the way that we want it to. I got to change some shit here. This document is complicated, guys.
Yeah, it's an Excel spreadsheet. It's got a lot of...
Quiet, you.
a lot of cells. It's a multi-celled organism.
He's doing that by hand on parchment.
Yeah, he's got his abacus out right now.
It's also hard because one hand is holding this mic, so I have to do it all with my other hand. All right, so that brings it to a 5.87, and that locks it in as it locks Conquest in as our third favorite, and then it locks Beneath in as our second favorite, which leaves us with our final remaining film. It is the first in the series, 1968's classic Planet of the Apes.
Also, doesn't that mean we like actually reverse ordered the rankings by the order of appearance in the series?
What?
Like, the first movie is the number 1 movie, the second movie is the number 2 movie, the third one is the number 3.
No, you're wrong.
And the fifth one is number 4.
Is number 3.
Oh, 4 and 5 are switched. Okay.
It's almost, yeah. If 4 and 5, 3 and 4 are switched. If they were switched, then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So they almost get progressively worse in our eyes, except for the middle there. Yeah.
Wait. So, because
it goes 1, 2, 4, 3, 5.
Oh, that's wrong. Because you guys undervalue 3 for its comedic nature.
It's pretty close too. Yep. Too bad we already did our score changes. Can't do anything.
Yeah, no more manipulation.
Damn.
All right. Yeah. So let's see where this places amongst the series that we've already covered.
What was the end score for the first one?
Oh, for Planet of the Apes, I gave it a 9. Colin gave it an 8. Who was our guest for that one? Don gave it a 9, and Harris gave it a 7, averaging out to 8.25.
I'm sure I had my reasons. I don't know what they were.
You're a piece of shit.
You're gonna have to go back and listen to the podcast to find out why I gave this movie only a 7. I mean, maybe because
Okay.
Don spent the entire time trying to fillet it. It's like
Oh,
throwing some cold water at that.
it actually averages out to the exact same number that it was before somehow. Yeah, actually, okay. If I round up, I guess I can do this. Sure.
What is Matt doing?
We're gonna find
If
out.
I-
We're gonna find out years from now. We're gonna look back at these scores and be like, he was just
Don't make
making it
sense.
all up. He doesn't know how to do basic math. He would just be like, oh yeah, 7 and 9 and it equals 36 and it's there.
He's got like a Clevin in there.
Clevin.
It's all written in crayon on his garage floor. Like, nobody watched
All right.
this.
There's an
Sacred
infinity
document.
sign and a couple of wingdings.
Yeah, it's all wingdings.
So let's see. So Planet of the Apes falls square firmly between Lethal Weapon. It's just below Lethal Weapon and above Magic Mike, if you can believe that.
Wow, it beat
That's
Magic
wrong.
Mike.
But Magic
Wrong.
Mike its score will change soon because there's a new there's a third entry in that
That's
series
right.
coming out, which we're gonna cover
yeah.
this
And
year.
now I'm gonna have to give that a 10 in advance just to keep it above Planet of
Oh.
the Apes.
See, my scores come from my gut. They don't go
Yeah.
from like the strategy of it.
Yeah,
you know?
mine too. But I know I'm gonna love Magic Mike. They're all so good. They wouldn't disappoint me with the third one.
It's just doing the scores is so hard because you got to count so high. Like.
Did we love the second Magic Mike, or were we pretty harsh? I'm looking
I
back.
can't remember. It
Ah,
probably
okay.
didn't get a great score, but it's not a great.
Yeah, we
movie.
all gave it
It's
like 4s and 5s.
It's pretty
Yeah.
funny though.
I actually gave it a 6. Yeah.
It was an enjoyable film. Not a great
Yeah.
one.
I mean, I feel like the third one's got to be better than that one because the second one was so odd. It was such like a departure.
Yeah, well, I think the second one they were trying to do like a fun, goofy musical thing, which was only odd if you saw the first one and you're like, "Holy shit, this was not what this."
Yeah.
It was such a departure. But at the same time, the first one became famous because it was all about like these women going out and having Magic Mike parties and kind of having fun. So it's not like they're going to make some mopey indie drama out of what was basically a hunky girls' night out movie. Which is why I think the
Yeah.
third one is probably going to be more of that. But we will see.
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer?
No,
No, I haven't seen the trailer.
it seems like
It's
fun,
like
though, right?
Salma Hayek is in it, and she plays like a main character who he like goes to London, I think, and meets her.
Oh
and,
yeah. I think I must have seen the trailer.
Oh,
And she's
wow.
putting on a show, and she wants him to help, and that kind of thing.
He's like, I'm out
So
of the
it's like
game. I'm too old for this shit.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
He's all grizzled and he's got a big pot belly. He's like, you know
I
what?
hope he says that.
And they play pony and he just starts jiggling his belly. It's like,
Yeah, that's what that was missing from the trailer, and I really wanted that song in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think they will get like a dad bod stripper in there? Like like a guy that doesn't have that traditional.
they don't want to get too like full Monty adjacent because it's already been done, especially if they're doing it in London.
I think it was London. I'm pretty sure. It was.
Okay.
Wasn't London where was the kid and Dallas going to open up a club in the first one? Was it no? It was like Shanghai or
Miami.
something, wasn't it? Oh,
I thought it was Miami.
yeah, it was Miami. That's right. Oh no,
Shang-
no,
No, you're right. You're right.
I was thinking in the second one they say that
Oh,
that
in
they
the second
moved,
one.
they went somewhere else overseas. I can't remember where it was.
Oh, I don't remember that. I guess I didn't commit enough of the second one to memory, I guess. Too bad.
Well, you probably only watched it once or twice. Unlike
That's
All I
the one
remember is
with,
the mansion scene when
Yeah.
they go to that weird southern like
the plantation. Yeah.
Doesn't that have what's his name? The guy who played Michael Strahan, wasn't he in that?
Yeah, he
Mhm.
was.
Yeah.
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 Hard to forget that.
Mhm.
I mean, if Michael Strahan was like, like a real football player, he would have played for the Cowboys, but
Yikes! Shots fired at the Giants.
I'm just kidding. Michael Strahan was quite good.
I begrudgingly acknowledge that Michael Strahan was
Yeah.
good. But not Lawrence Taylor, though. That guy was a bum. Get him out of here.
I recently rewatched Any Given Sunday, which has Lawrence Taylor. in a starring role as Shark. You guys ever seen that?
I've seen
I've
Oliver
actually
Stone
never
film.
seen Any Given Sunday.
Oh,
It's great for one of like the all-time unhinged Al Pacino performances, and also the fact that apparently LL Cool J and Jamie Foxx hated each other so much that LL Cool J they got into a fight and LL Cool J knocked him out.
wow.
Well, his mama did say.
Hmm.
Yep. Do you think they still have beef or what?
I don't know. I've heard stories that it was like a lot of them just being into character in the movie because Jamie Foxx was like the loudmouth young,
Yes.
QB and what
They fight in the movie.
yeah, and I think that's the scene where they were actually like getting up each other's faces, and then like Jamie Foxx did something that took it too far, and LL Cool J was like, "Fuck this shit," and just wailed on him.
Wow. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, but the nickname Steamin' Willie Beeman, come on.
Because it sounds like it's referencing a turd.
No,
Yeah.
that's not why.
Just left a steaming Willie Beeman out on the field. a little pile out there.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. That movie's okay. I mean, JFK is a better movie if we're talking about Oliver Stone movies. But
Yeah.
if there was some way to combine JFK and Any Given Sunday and still have it be an Oliver Stone movie, man.
Yeah, it would be like they would be analyzing the play. It would be like his
Right.
hand goes
Instead
back
of
and to the
JFK,
left, back and to the left.
instead of
Yeah.
JFK getting shot in the head, like a fullback just comes and like tackles him from in the car. And they just keep reviewing it.
Yeah.
He's like flying like this.
As you can see, there was no forward motion. That should be a fumble and not an incomplete pass. It's the entire movie is just like replay review officials getting way too involved.
But then it has to have like those great intimate Oliver Stone scenes between just like 2 or 3 characters where they're having a really intense discussion.
Yeah, it would. I don't know. I mean, I think we're out of ammo on the JFK Any Given Sunday crossover, which was
We will never be
it
out
was
of
a
ammo
thin
on that.
premise to begin with. I would say that we went in fairly low on ammo, anyways.
How dare you? This is
mean-
the best idea I've ever had.
I feel like we should put this episode out of its misery. Oh, speaking of putting things out of their misery, Colin, do you have any
What?
do you have any ideas about what you might be picking?
Oh no, I don't
after
know
our
yet.
Next, I feel like you
I
gotta.
don't know
Really?
yet.
You haven't your brain isn't locked in, zeroed in on anything?
I mean, you guys know my that I'm thinking about either the Naked Gun or Mannequin or something else.
I don't totally understand why you guys don't try to pick good franchises.
They're all good.
I don't really get that. Like, I feel like
It's a struggle because I want to watch good movies, but I also feel like the bad movies make us have the more funnier shit to say, you know?
I don't
like,
know. My buddy Jay said Go was one of our best podcasts, and that was a good movie that we all loved.
You all know your buddy Jay is stupid.
And you listeners at home can listen to it right now for just $1 a month on our Patreon account. See what I did there?
Oh, nice.
Shameless plug.
Nice plug.
But it was one of our best episodes. And that was a movie
Harris's
that we
buddy
liked.
Jay says it's the best podcast he's ever heard in his whole life.
I think it's a fairly accurate quote, possibly.
He drove to the ocean and threw his phone in because he couldn't believe it. I don't know.
Why would he do that? Why would he do
I
that?
don't know.
Oh.
I just wanted the dramatic imagery, and I was gonna build more of a story behind it.
One of these
This is the greatest podcast ever.
one of these
He
years,
just chucks it.
listeners, one of these years, we are going to take some improv classes and fix a lot of these problems, mostly Colin related.
That's right. We're gonna go back and re-record every episode.
We can actually go back now and just do here's the zingers that we should have said. Just edit them in. Just
We just edit
awkwardly
them
cut
in,
in funnier jokes. We're gonna get a writer's room together to rehash some of our old material.
There's so many times when Colin will say a joke that in the moment I'm like, what? I'm so baffled and thrown off that when I listen to it on the actual recording, I'm like, oh, I should have said this.
Yeah.
I know exactly what he was referencing.
Yeah,
You should have
I'm just
yes
ahead of my
and
time.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
gotta-
ahead of my time.
It's hard to yes and Colin because he's so frequently saying things that are so far afield of whatever we're talking about that it usually takes me several seconds just to like figure out how his brain got from point A to point B.
Yeah, it's
man.
like it's the whole like slowing down of the moving train of it all. You
Yeah.
know, like it can be off the wall, but like we're usually on a roll with something when he throws one of his zingers out there.
And it's like a cow
it's
on
like
the tracks.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch Friends?
Yes, I have watched
Yes,
the show Friends.
yes, of course.
I love that episode where Ross like shows them all his music. They all hate it because it's like really weird and bad. And then Phoebe's like, "Oh, you're not appreciated in your time. I would give anything to be not appreciated in my time." And he's like, "Okay."
I think we should have a splinter podcast in which Colin just single-handedly reenacts entire Friends episodes,
Oh,
playing all the
yeah.
characters. But he's
I
got to
can
do it by
finally-
memory. He's got to do it by memory.
just
Oh, my
called-
memory.
It's just called "I'll Be There for You," the Colin Shaw
He
Friends
watches
podcast.
the episode. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Maybe this just went from a dumb joke about how bad Colin is at podcasting to maybe an idea for an actual podcast. Because I do think if we like had to like tell each other Friends episodes, like you watch the episode and then you immediately record, where you have to basically tell the episode scene by scene and try to remember like jokes and play all the characters. I think there might be something funny about that. And you just came up with a great title, so I think it's there. We're gonna put
Could
this in
I be doing any more podcasting?
we're gonna have to put this in a maybe file for potential podcast spin-offs. Listeners, let us know what you think. Does "I'll Be There for You" appeal to you?
I mean, oh, we got dogs barking. We got
I-
babies awake.
Oh, that's
God.
a definite sign that we've gone on for too long.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what would be a bad podcast though is get somebody who hates Friends, you know, one of those people who like is like, I don't understand why this show is funny, and then try and get me to explain it to them why it's funny and good. And like just I don't think I could do it.
Somebody who hates Friends, a real misanthrope. Somebody who just is
Yeah.
like, I hate Friends. Get away from me.
Well, like
The problem with that is it's hard to convince them to come
Yeah.
on the podcast because they're like, "What are you trying to buddy up to me, asshole? I don't
Yeah.
need any more friends. I got enough. 0."
Nice.
All right. Well, the dog is drinking water right next to me, and it's making me thirsty for some of that sweet, sweet dog water.
Get down there, Matt. You paid for that water.
Dog
I
water.
sure did. But yeah, so last show of the year, first show of the year, solid. Are we locking it in? We're locking in Planet of the Apes. Yep.
Do we license it as a franchise? Where does it stand? It feels like some of these were not licensed to watch.
Above Magic Mike and below Lethal Weapon.
No, but I
We
mean,
said
as a
this.
franchise, is it in the green?
It's in the yellow.
It's in the yellow.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Anything above a 7 or above is green. That's like really high mark. You know, like
What's
Yeah.
Aliens?
in the green right now, starting from lowest to highest is Rocky, Conan, Star Trek, Vacation, Mission Impossible, Alien.
That is almost a perfect list.
I can't believe that. Well, Conan, yeah, man, 2 movies really got its way in there.
And we like Destroyer more than I think most people do, so that helps.
That's true.
Yeah.
We did.
Destroyer is awesome.
It is awesome.
When he grips the horn out.
Harry Potter is just below 7. He's got a 6.92.
Yeah, Harry
Potter.
Potter and Bond are the ones that I was kind of surprised are
And Batman.
and Batman. Yeah, well,
Batman's
Batman's
right
got
there,
the
too.
Schumacher ones, which explain it. But like, I know Bond's just got so many, and so many of them are kind of not great. But
What?
I mean, but that's the thing. When I think about it, I'm like, yeah, some of them are not great, but there's way more great ones, right? I don't know. But oh well, I guess it's hard. It's hard to crack the green zone for license to watch.
Well, I think the real question is, where's our next series going to fall? The Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead is going to be, I think, pretty highly ranked. I would guess. Will it make the green zone? I don't know. That's tough, but
Did you see the trailer for the new one?
I
that
did.
sent
I
you?
did. It looks pretty exciting.
It looks pretty gnarly.
When does that come
I
out?
did not watch
Did I
it.
just totally mistime this?
April.
Oh yeah,
You mistimed
I
it.
should have
Yeah.
just picked it for my next one. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
This means we get like a
it's
freebie
okay.
to throw in there.
We get a
I like that
freebie.
we have, these
that
people
and
that
Magic
we have
Mike
to do.
around the same time.
Yeah, and we've got a Creed movie coming out, right?
Oh yeah, also around the
So
same
we're gonna
time.
have some
Wow.
some real bonus content for the free channel for you guys.
Oh yeah, some current movies
Yeah.
for people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I guess.
I also like.
I like it when the movies are old.
Yeah,
I like it when the only people who care about the movies we're talking about are dead.
all of our audience is dead. No, I like when we actually have to go out to the movies though, and like see something and then remember it and talk about it. It's a different
Yeah.
experience.
It's different,
We're gonna
yeah.
be doing a lot of that this year. All right, 2023, the year license.
Especially
to watch
when we do
takes
that
off.
Avatar twofer.
Oh God.
Man, every year I say it's going to be the year of the Shaw, but I don't know. Should I
Yeah.
just-
I always thought you were talking about the Shah of Iran, and I was like, oh, I don't think he's coming back.
I told you were wrong.
Oh, we got to go on with that. That's enough. That's
bad.
enough.
That's enough. All right, bye everyone. We're taking a little bit of a break, but we'll be back at some point.